Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. We live in this era of just unprecedented connectivity, right? Yet so many of us end our days feeling incredibly mentally exhausted and, honestly, intellectually unfulfilled. You might literally be sitting there right now feeling the heavy weight of constant notifications, unread articles, and just this endless nonstop stream of updates. It feels like we're always busy, always consuming, but are we actually learning anything of substance? Well, today we're going to unpack how to stop wasting your finite, precious time on Earth and finally reclaim a deeper, more meaningful intellectual life. We're going to explore exactly why we fall into this modern trap and, more importantly, how we can systematically rebuild a life focused on genuine wisdom rather than just fleeting data. Let's dive right in.
So ask yourself honestly right now, are the endless feeds on your smartphone actually making you wiser, or are you just blindly processing data? Think about the literal physical act of scrolling. Your thumb swipes up, your eyes scan a flashy headline, your brain gets this tiny, fleeting hit of dopamine, and then poof, it's gone. Instantly replaced by the next image, the next outrage, the next crazy trend. We spend hours trapped in this loop. The real danger here is that we mistakenly confuse this constant neurological buzz for actual learning. We confuse feeling overstimulated with the quiet, profound process of actually becoming educated. We're processing gigabytes of data every single day, but at the end of the day, there's often just this profound emptiness where real understanding should be.
To find a way out of this whole modern dilemma, we're going to look at the brilliant insights of Philip Gilbert Hamerton. Now, what's absolutely fascinating here is that Hamerton was a 19th century thinker. He was writing way before the internet or smartphones were even a thought. Yet, his philosophies on the intellectual life serve as the absolute perfect diagnosis for our modern screen-addicted reality. It's kind of wild, right? A guy from the 1800s literally holds the precise cure for our digital age. By applying his timeless principles to our current setup, we're challenged to look really critically at our own habits, to physically put down the glowing device, and to consciously pick up the pursuit of true wisdom.
Section 1. The Modern Information Trap, Digital Fatigue, and the Illusion of Learning.
Hamerton hits the nail on the head here. Modern society has suffered this massive collective cognitive failure. We have completely lost the ability to distinguish between universal knowledge and just fleeting information. Think about it. Everything we consume today is delivered through the exact same medium, a glowing rectangular screen. Because it all looks identical, our brains are tricked into assigning the exact same cognitive weight to a random, unverified social media post as we would to a profound chapter from a classic novel. It just all blurs together into one overwhelming stream designed purely for rapid consumption. We read a tweet, we read a philosophical essay, and we swipe past both with the exact same speed. When information and knowledge become indistinguishable, we completely lose our anchor to the truth.
And this massive waste of time isn't just limited to doom scrolling. It extends to how we structure our lives and even how we approach education. Constantly consuming daily news, weekly magazines, and trending topics puts us in this endless media cycle designed for instant consumption. But Hamerton warns us about another side of this trap, wasting immense amounts of time and money on superficial education. Think about modern cram schools, expensive tutoring, or quick-fix courses that promise lightning-fast results but completely fail to build a foundational intellect. It's the ultimate illusion of productivity. We pack our schedules with these supplementary classes and endless articles, acting like we're enriching ourselves. But in reality, it's literally like eating empty calories. You feel full for a fleeting second, but you're actually starving your mind of true nourishment.
Picture a typical morning commute. You're on the train or the bus, your head is down, and you are frantically reading the latest political drama or scrolling through social media. By the time you even arrive at the office, you are mentally exhausted before the workday has even started. This is the brutal exhaustion of chasing temporary trends. There is a very specific, profound futility in dedicating immense blocks of your finite life to consuming news that comes with a strict one-year expiration date. Think about it. Almost everything trending today will be completely irrelevant, forgotten, and utterly valueless in 12 months' time. Running on this endless digital treadmill just leaves you drained, anxious, and burdened with a lingering sense of emptiness.
Section 2. Knowledge versus information. What are you actually feeding your mind?
The dichotomy on this slide is stark, and honestly, it's absolutely essential to understand. On one side, we have temporary, easily consumed information. Your social media updates, celebrity gossip, the daily news cycles. This content is explicitly designed to expire. It has a one-year expiration date at best, and after that, it offers absolutely zero value to your life. On the other side, we have universal knowledge, the classics, timeless wisdom, and foundational truths that have guided humanity for centuries.
Consuming things that expire so quickly leaves your mind severely malnourished. Sure, accessing cheap, fast information has become incredibly convenient today, but we must aggressively defend our minds. We cannot let this digital junk food replace our pursuit of things that have lasting, universal value.
The really profound danger of having such cheap, limitless access to data is that we trick ourselves into believing we're actually learning. But in reality, we are merely becoming masters of information processing. We become highly efficient at sorting, skimming, categorizing, and then immediately forgetting everything. We're acting like human Wi-Fi routers, mindlessly passing packets of data right through our brains without ever allowing a single profound thought to actually take root. We are basically sorting data for a living rather than building an intellectual foundation. So you really have to ask yourself a tough question here. Are you elevating your intellect to become a giant in your field, or have you just trained yourself to be an exceptionally fast scroller?
Section 3. The Ultimate Time Saver. The Counterintuitive Power of the Classics.
You know the most common complaint in the modern era, right? I just do not have time to read. We feel so starved for time. Yet, it is incredibly counterintuitive to realize that figuring out which books are truly good is actually the absolute greatest way to save your life's finite time. Reading a good book is a time saver precisely because it actively prevents you from squandering hundreds of hours on low-value, fleeting content. Dedicating yourself to a proven, profound text is infinitely more efficient than skimming 1,000 mediocre articles that you're going to forget by tomorrow anyway. Choosing the right book acts as a shield, completely protecting your most valuable asset, your time, from the relentless noise of the modern world.
So how do you actually know if a book is truly good? Well, classics and great books are simply those that have survived the rigorous, absolutely brutal test of time. New does not automatically mean good, and trending for sure doesn't mean valuable. When you pick up a classic, you're essentially crowdsourcing history. Generations of readers before you have already done the incredibly hard work of filtering out the mediocre, the inaccurate, and the trivial stuff. They are handing you only the purest, most refined insights humanity has ever produced. By leaning on the test of time, you completely bypass the noise and guarantee that the time you spend reading will provide deep, enduring value.
Think about this for a second. There was a time when buying a new book meant you actually had to physically use a paper knife to carefully cut open the uncut pages as you read them. That tactile, deliberate friction, the literal effort required just to access the words, was a profound experience. Modern society has completely lost this luxurious joy of effort. We have traded the deep, immersive happiness of engaging with a great work for the frictionless, sterile, and ultimately joyless infinite scroll of a smartphone. True joy and happiness, they don't come from merely grazing the surface of flowing information. They come from the deliberate, luxurious effort of deeply immersing yourself in universal knowledge.
Section 4. Towards Information Decluttering, Reclaiming Your Time and Mind. Okay, so to actually step out of this information trap, you have to develop a ruthless power to cut things away. And I don't just mean a gentle decluttering. This has to be an active, aggressive defense of your intellect. You must sever ties with useless media, superficial cram schools, and those trivial trends that do nothing but drain your time and money. Seriously, stop chasing news that comes with a one-year expiration date. Purposefully seek out universal truths over daily data. Now, I won't lie, it requires a tremendous amount of willpower to reject the easy, frictionless dopamine of a smartphone and instead embrace the intentional, sometimes difficult effort required for deep reading. But cultivating this exact power to cut away the unnecessary, it is the only way to protect your mind and reclaim your life.
The choice between fleeting information and a true intellectual life is entirely in your hands. Right in this very moment, you have the power to cut away the noise. So the crucial question I'm leaving you with today is this. When this explainer ends in just a few seconds, what are you going to do? Will you automatically open another app and begin an endless, empty scroll? Or will you put the device down, embrace the luxurious joy of effort, and seek out a timeless book? Thanks so much for joining me today, and I sincerely hope you choose to reclaim your time.